Okay, let's rumble and let's start the thing. Yes, indeed, when we hear metaverse, we think that this is something very exotic, right? And this is something which will happen in the future. This is something which will happen maybe not in my life. But believe me or not, it's already happening. And believe me or not, want it or not, it's already here. And metaverse, it's not only about the blockchain, it's not only about the goggles, funny things, right, of virtual reality. And this is the graph I like very much, right? The top left corner, which shows that metaverse also exists without blockchain and without the goggles. And look, what is the most important platforms which compete between each other, and of course they compete also with the state for your attention. Roblox, Fortnite, Minecraft, right? I bet my odds that most of your kids are there. My kids are spending 3 hours a day there. Good or bad, they are spending most of their money and your, okay, maybe not your money, there. Calculate how much of your money, of their earned money, they have already left there. So it's already here, and it's not that it's the matter of future. It's already happening. And by Gartner, by 2026, in 3 years, 25%, quarter of us will spend at least an hour there. So it's already here. It's already, even if we hear that the metaverse winter is coming, we are already in this metaverse, even if we don't anticipate, or even if we don't expect that. And when it comes to the privacy rules, unfortunately, there are many, many challenges. And today I will just drop a few questions which show that the privacy regulation which currently stands, which is the GDPR, I'm afraid it may become obsolete in 1 minute if we talk about these topics, which are already happening. So I hope in 5 years GDPR will survive and it will manage to adapt and adjust to these challenges. And I hope these challenges will not kill GDPR, the way internet nearly killed, I mean, the 95 directive. Okay, but nevertheless, these are the most important topics. I will just maybe touch some of them. And believe me or not, but 33% of the developers, Web3 developers, believe that the internet privacy or privacy is one of the most top concerns we need to be speaking about when we speak about the metaverse. And this is the first topic. The concept of data is changing. The concept of personal data is radically changing, and this is the fundamental tectonic shift which is shown by the recent Berkeley University study in 2023 February. It released one very important thing, which said that the motion data collected in 100 seconds may identify a person more uniquely than his or her fingerprints. And what is even more surprisingly, in half of the cases, it's enough 2 seconds of the motion data. This motion data was captured in the famous virtual reality game Beat Saber, you know? It's the blockbuster. But you know what? 2 seconds of how you wave can reveal, and just looking into 3 points, the 3 spatial points can reveal uniquely you, which is your fingerprint. It's not your name, surname, email address. It may reveal you. And even worse, motion data may accurately infer specific personal characteristic, including the handedness, right, or both, or left, gender. If combined with other data, which is normally collected with sensors, it may reveal very accurate identifications, and projections of slight body variations will make avatars revealing unwanted information, which means that even if you hide yourself with the goggles, even if you hide yourself behind the avatar, just slight movement, slight pupil extraction or interaction, slight blood pressure jumps might reveal that you are lying, that you are not comfortable, that you are behaving not in a normal way. And neuromarketing techniques target people with a terrifying precision, and this is something which is much more important than name and surname and the typical data. And you know what? This is biological data which is inevitable. So, I mean, the metaverse will eliminate anonymity, and it is already eliminating anonymity, right? I mean, casual shoppers wouldn't be able to visit a virtual store without being uniquely identifiable. And if we talk about GDPR, what GDPR says about these kind of data? What is the answer of GDPR to this kind of biological data? Article 9 It's forbidden to be processed unless you have a very good reason to. In metaverse, it's unavoidable. I mean, it's reality. The second topic, identity. How identity is managed in the real world or physical paradigm. Identity is being issued by the state, right? How your identity is born. With the passport, with issuing the passport, the ID. How your identity is born on the metaverse. It's a very interesting question because, I mean, it takes seconds actually to create the avatar on spatial I/O. And interesting questions pop up. Who controls then your identity? Who is responsible for verifying the identity of the other avatar? How can I be sure that the person I'm talking to is not a bot, but it's correctly verified person hiding behind the avatar? It's the platform. It's the platform who controls the identification. It's the platform who sets the rules, and it's the platform who says who is proper avatar and who is not. On the other hand, we have very good and very fundamental concept of decentralized identity management. This is the project which is coming up in the European Union, and this is a very fundamental concept which will let every one of you to have your own identity in your wallet, controlled only by you. It's very important because now, in the physical world, your identity is controlled by the state, actually. And because it is the ultimate verifier. In the European Digital Identity Wallet proposal, the idea would be that you will have everything in your wallet. However, you will be disclosing to the vendors, to the shoppers and so on, only the confirmation that you are alive and you are good without disclosing the actual data. Long story short, you will receive some data from the bank, from your credentials from the library, from the university, from the state migration department, but it will be in your wallet, and you will be traveling on the platforms without showing actual data, but with only showing that you have been correctly verified. And this is very important for the platforms to talk to each other. This is very important, right? Because going from one platform to the other, for example, from Roblox to Fortnite, you need to have good credentials, and this identity, decentralized management identity, will allow you to jump from one platform to the other without actually creating any new identity. Question or topic number 3 is combining the Web3 or metaverse data with the Web2 data. It's very important concept. Actually, it was touched upon a bit, but I will show a couple of examples. The traditional internet data is the social data we collect, or we can collect as businesses from the social media, right? Such as languages spoken, education, family background, and links of interest. And this data provides a microscopic overview of each user. The platform data or statistical data, which includes user traffic, and it is analytical and statistical data, which is very important for marketing, and it can be inferred from Google Analytics. Well, not everything, but of course from Google Analytics, such as language, web browser version, blah, blah, e-commerce, advertising, and sales data from platforms. But you know what? This data is not very sensitive, and it's not very sensible for targeting. You still receive some not very unique or not very individualized advertisements. And this is not enough data. It's lagging behind data for marketing purposes. But if you relate this data, combine it to the Web3 data, then it's, the potential is fundamentally huge. Just imagine that if you combine this statistical, social, and so on data from Web2 to the data which is connected to your blockchain wallet, for example, right? And you receive just on time tickets of the event in your wallet just before thinking of it, right? Because the platform knows exactly how much money you have left on the wallet. And the platform knows very much and very exactly what type of events you were looking for on the search web. The platform knows exactly what type of events you were participating last year, and you will get exactly the product you need at the exact moment in time in the exact place. So combining Web3 plus Web2 allows that. And you know what? Does GDPR allows that? How do you think? What GDPR says about that? It says that, well, profiling may be opted out, plus profiling with automated means needs to have a human being intervention, which is impossible actually to comply with these kind of situations. So when we come back to the root of the problem, to the regulation, we see that the more we go into the future, the less state will control what is happening on the metaverse. And it's very important to understand that if we talk about the state-backed regulation, it's the past. It's already the past. Our kids will not understand anything more than the rules, terms of service of the Roblox. And they don't care about the laws. Of course, they will care when they will be 18 years old, but before that, they will understand that the most important rules are not laws, but the platform rules. The most important rules are not state laws, but the network rules. And the most important rules are not privacy rules, but the platform rules. And this is how the whole atmosphere needs to change as soon as possible. Otherwise, GDPR may make no sense in quite soon future. And I hope it will adapt, and then hope that the privacy protection will combine the self-regulation of the platform with the rules left to the state. But it's very important that this change needs to happen as soon as possible. Otherwise, the platform will overtake the GDPR regulation, leaving it only for physical paradigm. The next question, before I go to the conclusion, is user-to-user privacy. Again, this is something which is slipped. It's not in the GDPR. GDPR is not talking about the private-to-private, peer-to-peer privacy protection. But you know what? In platform is fundamental. And the platform is very important. In any neighborhood, it's very important how each person behaves vis-a-vis the other person. And for example, these are just few of the cases where the platforms are already receiving claims on the other users. I mean, misbehavior, right? For example, the beta tester of Facebook virtual reality platform Horizon World made allegations that she had been virtually grabbed in a virtual meeting space. Online harassment, right, cases. There are many harassment cases on the Roblox. Right? And again, these cases are governed not by the law, they are governed by the TOS, terms of service of Roblox, right? And for example, the Facebook has responded, users can block each other, and the Roblox TOS say that, well, we escalate the claims and disputes, and we may block the intruder. We may even blacklist the intruder and not allowing him to enter other platforms. But this is the sanction, again, not supported by GDPR. This is the sanction supported by the platform rules. So the long-lasting solution is that the rules we know right now will need to shift and adapt from rigid regulation of all aspects towards acceptance, that there will be self-regulated things, that there will be self-regulated platforms, and critical aspects of society and state, they may be left to the GDPR, but all the voluntary behavior of us, well, it needs to be left more or less, and it is heading to the platform and self-regulation. So these are the questions which I pose, rhetoric questions. Web3 will kill GDPR as Web2 killed 1995 Data Protection Directive? Well, because, well, we all remember 1995 Directive, which said that international data transfer may happen only in exceptional cases and physically. Physically. You take the data in your portfolio and you bring it to the plane to US. But then internet came, and then everyone understands that. But directive adapted, so I hope GDPR will adapt to the changes. Who sets the motion and who sets the privacy rules? We need to understand that the reality is that it's not only the law, it's also the self-regulation. And more autonomy to us, well, this is a big, great dream of Web3 to give more control to the data users over their data. This is a nice dream we had 30 years ago, before internet, but it never happened. So, nevertheless, let's hope we will meet here in 5 years, as Michaela said, and let's hope we will have GDPR alive, who will be in different shape, and we will be in better shape as well. So thanks for your time, and thanks for your physical energy being here. And now...